What is going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brown's Garage. So, in tonight's, whatever you want to call it, video, behind this wall here is a project that we are all familiar with. If you're normal to the channel, if not, then you're going to see what we got for you, and then we're going to kind of go into it. So let's get out there and figure out what we're going to be doing in this video. Alright, so if you've been watching the channel, then you'll notice the propane mower. 30 horsepower unit, hauls ass, propane powered, pulley swapped, all that good stuff. We had this thing running and riding in the last video, and since then Shaggy from Shaggy Small Engines rode it and he broke it. So y'all should go over to his channel and give him shit. And yeah, hopefully he didn't grenade the damn transaxle. So I think what we're going to do in this video is drag this old girl back up into the shop and see if we can't get that transaxle out of there. See what's wrong with it. Hopefully get it fixed and put back in. And then I would also like to maybe do the wiring in this thing. That way we could take it to the car meet. So let's get into it. So, the last time we had this machine in the shop was a few videos ago, I do believe. 4 or 5, something like that. And we had this thing, got it running, got it moving, all that good stuff. If you ain't seen the video, I'll put it at the end in the little link so y'all can check it out. Good video. Got this thing running, got it moving, all that good stuff. And well, Shaggy came over and rode it, and I don't think it was entirely his fault, because I went back and rewatched the video because I was filming it. He was in first gear and he really wasn't romping it. I don't know what happened. I'd damn sure like to find out what it is. So we're going to pull our rear wheels and try to get this transaxle out of this mower so we can figure out what happened. Because what happened is it just kind of locked up. Yeah, it just kind of locked up on it. Was a sudden stop, but see, the wheels move though. I don't know what the hell is going on with this, but we daggum sure need to find out. So I guess let's start digging in. Put y'all on the stand. We'll start taking off the tank, and I'll look into getting down in there, seeing what we can figure out. If anything, I'd like to get it fixed. MST 206. She's a good girl. Alright, now that we have our tank and our rear wheels sitting off over there to the side, got this little parts bin, which is technically an ashtray, but I found up some stuff for parts where we can kind of put things in, and I don't have to, if I'm working from one project to another, I don't have to worry about, oh well, this bolts are all in a pile and I don't know what the hell goes to what. So it just works out better. To make this a little easier, I'm going to have to take the brake arm off that I made. So I'm going to have to take and pop the springs pop this arm off with that bolt there, and yeah, shit, I gotta take out that one bolt too. Okay, well, I guess let's get the arm off. I'll get that off camera, and then we'll start pulling the transaxle and getting it out of there so we can start surveying the damage, seeing what the hell's wrong with it. Hopefully nothing, but I'm kind of nervous. I know it just didn't sound good. I'll see if I can find the clip in my phone of him writing this, and I will add it to the video so we can kind of see what in the hell will happen. Maybe you can tell me down in the comments, what do you think happened to this transaxle before we pull it? So, I'm gonna go ahead and roll that clip now.
Diff ain't locked. He didn't lock the diff. Oh, what the fuck just happened?
Got our homemade arm off and out of the way. There's a spring there. Glad I saw that. Pins come out. Because if they do, I'll pop those out so I don't lose them. Put them with the rest of the brake parts in that tray. So we need to get a new tray and start off with fresh stuff for the transaxle. So we'll get y'all on the stand, and we're gonna go ahead and yank this transaxle out. Alright, we got our transaxle unbolted. There are studs still sticking out, but so far transaxle's unbolted, belt is off. The brackets in the front that hold the transaxle on both sides are off. All we got to do is get this thing kind of lowered out of there. Let's get our fuel, gas hose. Would say, well, it's propane fuel. Technically it is fuel. Got our clutch over here ratchet strapped down because I don't have a stop on it. So we got it ratchet strapped down so we can get our clutch pulled back and our belt off. Guess I'm going to get up in here real quick and let's check to see something's wrong with that pulley. Nothing's wrong with that pulley. Nothing's wrong with the engine. It's got to be in the transaxle. Yeah. Something going on there. For sure. Hope it's simple. We're gonna find out. Let's get y'all back on the stand and we'll lower this thing out of here. See what we got. Alright, this is our transaxle. This thing really needs to be cleaned before I decide to crack it open. So I'm probably going to take a pressure washer to it real quick. This is an MST206, and so far everything's looking okay. It's just that the input shaft is seized. I wonder if it's the bearing in it, or is it the bottom of that. So I guess we're gonna find out. Let's go ahead and start cleaning this thing up and getting it ready to pressure wash. Alright, we got our transaxle cleaned up best we can. And up here on our table, looking at disassembling this unit. So I'm going to clean the axles from the grease that we previously put on, which sucks, but you know, hey, you can always replace grease. Most of the time it's best to do anyway. It's not so soon, but it is what it is. Sometimes things happen and you just got to do that. Let's go ahead and find our size, which I do believe that is a 3/8. Yeah. Let's go through here and start busting this thing apart. Alright, we've got all of our bolts and brackets off. Brackets are here. Bolts are all there. So I guess we're going to put y'all back on the stand and we're going to go ahead and try to crack this case open. And hopefully our input shaft and gear is in good shape and just bound up and we can unbind it. Because if not, we're in bad shape here, guys. Let's cross our fingers and open her up. But let me know what you think. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Time for the grand reveal. There's usually a notch somewhere in these. This one's coming apart pretty easy. It might have been opened before. Oh yeah, since I took it off, it's input gear is fine. Oh. Broke a whole gear. We lost what I believe to be first gear. It completely shattered it. Looks like it took a tooth off a third. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it a night on this unit. Got the TRANSAXLE out, of course, and disassembled. We've noticed that third gear is gone, and so is first. First is completely gone. And third is just kind of there, but missing teeth. I don't think I could repair the teeth. That's cast. Yeah, these are cast gears. Makes things just a little more difficult. I'm going to see if I can find some of these online tonight. 6151 P1 and 6141. That is first gear. No, third gear. That's third gear. First gear. First gear should have been actually on this one. On this TRANSAXLE. It would be this guy. What number is this? Does it even have one? Yeah. $61.42. So if I'm deciphering right, 61.42 to 61.41, 61.51. $41, 42 would be a 52, 61.52. Yeah. 61.52. So I'm going to take these gears inside and see what I can figure out. Hopefully there is a replacement kit for this. If not, I'm screwed. So we'll see you guys back out here again tomorrow. Well, hopefully we will have a solution to this problem and we can put this TRANSAXLE back together and put it back in the unit. If not, I'm either waiting for a TRANSAXLE or we're just SOL. Alright folks, it is nighttime. We're back on our TRANSAXLE here. We had another TRANSAXLE in the shop earlier last night. Me and Mike locked that today and he took that with him because that was his. So we worked on that all day long. So be sure to stay tuned for that video to drop. I don't know if it's going to drop before or after this one, but we'll find out and see. So, I was looking at gears last night online. They do not make these, or I don't know where to find them. If you know where to find them, please let me know down in the comments for future reference. But for now, what we're going to do is we're deleting first gear. Bye-bye. So where first gear was, I'm going to make a collar to go on the shaft to keep it from, you know, doing its thing. And then we're going to do a 5-speed, 2nd through 6th, so it'll be 1st through 5th then. We'll have 2 neutrals. Whatever, no big deal. So as of now, we can't find these gears, so we're going to try to weld new teeth on and shape new teeth and see if that holds up. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this sprocket or gear here. I'm going to go ahead and get it locked down in our vise and start welding it up and seeing if we can get it sealed off with a new tooth that actually stays on there. So let's get to work. Alright, we got our gear in the vise. Let's see if we can create us a tooth. Alright, we got us a weld up there about as high as teeth. So now that we've stacked some dimes, let's start carving her out. Alright folks, I am going to start off by saying huge thanks to Mike. He's always a big help. He let me borrow his Dremel that he just bought, and for him to trust me with tools that he just bought and leave with me, hey buddy, appreciate you, really do. You know I'll take care of your stuff. So good God, thanks to him, I just got that done in freaking no time, and look at that, guys. It's a tooth. Now I got a little low on this side while cutting the side off, but it's okay. It's not that low. But look at that. It's freaking A, man. Excuse my French, but that makes me happy. Can't find these gears, but hell if I can't repair them. Well, there's our 6151 P1 repaired. New tooth, and you could barely even freaking tell. If I painted that, you wouldn't be able to tell. Oh, I see a little crack, and I think I'm going to weld it right there. I'm going to weld that and then grind that down, because I don't want that being exposed and messing things up. So let's get that crack welded up. Alright folks, we're our gear is repaired. So now it is time to move on to our other third gear and get that thing looking good with a tooth, and I think we're going to be good to go. Y'all be sure to go like the videos. YouTube likes that. Comment down below. YouTube likes that. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, so if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscription button and hit the all notifications bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is at least once a week at this point. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. The only one that's different is these Snapchats and Avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel, so you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brown's Garage in the search engines. You should find me, and we post different content to those as a sneak peek to what is coming. Also, be sure, if you want to, come join us on Facebook. at Flying Brown's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We have a group where we're trying to build like-minded folk to come around and share your builds, share your ideas, and maybe even plan a get-together ride or something. So y'all be sure to check out all those things and stay tuned for the newer videos. If y'all want to check out some of the older videos, we got a bunch of stuff back there in playlist. So if you're feeling a little like a little Flying Brown's Garage mood, y'all can go back, watch a bunch of old videos, and stay tuned for the newer ones. And let's go ahead and get back into the shenanigans of the video. Alright, so I went through and deciphered after I put all the gears back together which one's which. So I figured out this is reverse gear. This is first, second, third of course, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. So what we did is, if you look in here, we came through here and got washers that fit. There is a C retaining clip right in here. So let me remove these gears. I've yet to fix this one yet. It's still missing a tooth. I just kind of mocked it up for visuals. So if we take our bushing there off and our washer, we can slide these gears off. You see there is a C retaining clip in there. So what we did is we got some washers, same diameter as the shaft here, and we equaled them up the exact width of first gear. Clipped it in, and then that is our first gear delete. So this gear right here, or this gear sequence, is completed. It's done. We're no longer having to mess with it anymore. Now we're on to our other third gear. We've already repaired this third gear and deleted first. We're going to leave first in this spot here because if you see, that's oh, it does interfere. Okay, I gotta delete it too. So we will delete. Let's go ahead and set this to the side so it knows it's complete. Slide this one off and bushing. Let's get our washer. Bushing, washer, gear. Okay, so I've got to get all this slid off. It's locked in sixth. Hold on just a second. Alright, back at it. Let's flip our gears as we take them off. This one needs to be repaired. We'll put the washer there for that gear. That and that washer. Now we have to find something the width of this gear, or I could just cut the teeth off of it. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. So I don't have any washers that big. I think I'm going to just and then cut the teeth off of it and then just use the spacer for a spacer. So let's do that. I've got our spacer cut out, but I have to run the mics because we have a video that we have to start filming tonight and we have a deadline. So yeah, it's already 8:31. Oh man, it's gonna be one hell of a night. I will see you guys back out here again tomorrow, possibly. or the next day, where we will be finishing up this transaxle. Seeing that we've already got our spacer cut, all we got to do is fix our tooth, lock our diff, reassemble, and then reinstall. And then hopefully take this thing for a ride again, missing first gear as a 5-speed. So I will see you guys in a day or two. Alright folks, it is a few days later. We're back on the propane unit. Here we have us a parts cleaner with some parts fluid down in there. I've got gears that are cleaning. I've got gears I've already cleaned. We've already cleaned our top and bottom of our transaxle case, and we've got all our gears cleaned, as you see. A bunch of stuff clean. There's the bottom of the case with the diff. I had to come through and weld stuff up and other things that this guy had messed up on previously. So hey, I didn't even mean to do that, but I got the keys straight. That's perfect. We also out here got our top cover to the transaxle is drying. As you see, where the guy had welded the diff and didn't clean it out. I think he welded the diff with the thing in there, and then the grease was in there. I think he didn't even clean the grease out and left the slag in there and closed it back up, is what I'm thinking. That's why. That's that. You see, some of those pieces aren't teeth. Some of those pieces are weld slag that broke off. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact he didn't weld the diff properly. And he also just did not have, he didn't clean anything. He just kind of slapped it back together. But this is a sealed case with bearings and everything, so we actually have some synthetic 75 weight 90 gear oil to put back in this. And looks to me like there's a seal that goes there. Let's see if I have one. If not, I will be siliconing that. But we're going to go ahead and pull out our welder and weld up our diff. Get it solid in here so we can focus on getting the gears back in here and closing this thing up. I did the other day make a spacer out of the other gear to take away first. So that is the first gear spacer, and then of course this is second gear, and then third gear is over there on the welding table, where we're going to still weld our tooth back into third. But let's get this diff welded. Alright folks, cases are cleaned again because I had to use the bottom to weld the diff up, so I cleaned it out once again. Here's our welded diff. Since it broke under his last weld, I don't know how good his weld was. I'm pretty sure it was garbage, but I welded it inside and out, so all the way around. That's solid. Ain't nothing happening to that. I got all the slag off, cleaned up, all the gears are clean. We got some 75 weight 90 gear oil to go back in it. Also, the last thing to do here is the tooth on this last gear. We have to remake that tooth. I did forget the Dremel at Mike's house, because I took it over there when we did a job on John Man, and I forgot to bring it back with me so I could finish up my stuff before I gave it back to him. So tomorrow, I think Mike's going to come over and help me with the trans, getting it buttoned up and back in the machine. He's going to bring the Dremel and the blades. So as of tonight, all I'm going to do is weld up the tooth, and then tomorrow we'll grind it down, put everything on the gear shaft, and throw this transaxle back together, seal it, gear oil it, and put it back in the mower, and maybe get to some wiring, which would be nice. So let's get this gear welded up, and then I'm going to call it a night, go inside and edit some more video for you guys. Alright folks, well, we are calling it a night. I did get the tooth welded on that gear, and if y'all know anything about cast, it does absorb grease. So if you start heating it up, even if you've cleaned it off and cleaned it off and cleaned it off, grease will actually come out of the pores on the cast iron. So what we did is, after we welded it up, we threw it in our parts wash here. I came up with a new parts wash. It's just parts cleaner down in a clean bucket, and it is a lot bigger than the buckets that we usually use, little gallon buckets. So can't complain. That's a 5 gallon, and it's got about 2 gallons of cleaner in it. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and call it a evening on this project, and I will be back out here again tomorrow, where we will hopefully have Mike over, and he will bring the Dremel. We can carve out our last tooth on our 3rd gear, get this thing reassembled, throw some gear lube in it and seal it off, have the transaxle done, and then we can start putting it back into the machine, and then hopefully we'll have enough time to mess with the wiring and get this thing ready to actually take and show off and ride and have fun with, all that good stuff. Won't be painted yet, but at least it'll be rideable and key start. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We will be doing just that. Alright folks, it's the next day, and we've decided to start putting the transaxle back together. Mike is still feeling under the weather, so he's taking another day, but I did go to his shop and grab the Dremel. So with that being said, we're going to come over here. We've already got our gear out of our solution, and we're going to go ahead and carve the tooth up that we made last night and make us a tooth for our gear. See if we can get this thing reassembled and working again. Alright, we got all the seals, bearings in, everything's in place. I did put the top case on this and put it together. I did find out that this shaft right here is a slight bit bent, but I'm hoping it doesn't really have an issue with the unit. I know it's going to play a little bit on that input shaft, but maybe it'll self-clearance. I don't know. It's either going to self-clearance or it's going to explode. But it does turn. It's just a slight bit bent. You can kind of see it walking just a hair. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and throw our gear oil in and start looking at putting the RTV in, or on the gasket surface, and start putting this thing back together. I did find the seal for the shaft over here, and all the seals are in. So let's get the gear oil in and start putting our transaxle back together. Alright, we got our gear oil in our transaxle. So we're going to go ahead. I only have red RTV left, so we're going to use it to make our gasket. Alright, we've got our seal on. Let's go ahead and put our transaxle top back on and seal this thing up. Alright, transaxle is up in place. I've got it guided in by our bolts. I don't have my tripod. I think it's at Mike's. I guess I'm just going to sit y'all on a different tripod, and then we'll get this thing up in there and bolted in. Then we can worry about reassembling the rest, as in the transaxle brackets and other things like that. But as long as I get those 4 bolts holding it on, I'll be happy for now. So let me get y'all on another tripod, hook this thing up, and get that thing in there. Alright, well, as of now we have our transaxle back in, everything is back assembled, we have brakes assembled, we have everything assembled. All we need to do is we need to go through this real quick and put the wheels on and a tank, and then we're probably going to get it down off the lift, roll it outside. We're going to try to fire it up and see if the transaxle works again, and if it's worth going through the wiring. If not, we're looking for a transaxle, and we're going to set this project aside until we get another one. But I'm hoping it works, because I'd like to take it to the car meet next time. So let's put the wheels on, tank in, and see what she's going to do. Alright, we got the propane racer back out in the daylight after sitting in the shop for probably a little longer than a week. Let's check our oil. It actually needs some. Let's add a little bit of zinc to that, because I know it's flat tap cams in there anyway. So let's add a little zinc additive, and then take her out, see what she do. I'm hoping this transaxle holds up. There's only one way to find out, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's add a little bit of zinc to this thing. Syrupy crap. Well, I'm gonna get this added, and then I'll get the battery and the jump box out, or the battery and the jumper cables, and we'll start this thing up. Alright, our zinc oil additive is in there. All we got to do is turn on our fuel and jump it off. So let's see if she'll fire up. smoky right now. Let's see if she works. So I don't lose it. She's alive, come alive. Hell yeah. This thing is insane. Hell yeah. She's alive again, guys. Ooh, and that lock diff does a heck of a difference. That thing is so drift happy. Well, I guess it's time to bring it back up in the shop and do some wiring on this unit. I think it is totally deserving of that now. Alright, propane unit back in the shop. We just went through the wiring. The switches seem to work. And I didn't really do anything to this wiring. Not a whole lot, at least. I did hook up the fan. Excuse me. So the fan is on this switch now, which is technically a headlight switch, but so what? And then we've got kill switch. start button. So if we want to add another switch for the headlights later, we can. Otherwise, this is what we got for now. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this cover here, slide it up so we can get our battery in there. We've already got a battery, we've already got some bolts. Let's get that thing stuffed in there and see how she operates with a battery. And if she operates good with a battery, tomorrow we'll probably get this out, take it for another ride, and then we'll call this video right here Dunzo, and I'll be able to take this to the car meet next time. Yay, because that's what I wanted to do. Also kind of want to take this to Mike's friend's house next time we go over, when he takes John Man. Instead of taking the Beast, I think I'm going to take the Propane Racer. So let's get this battery in and see how she operates. Alright, got my quarter-inch ratchet. Panel out of the way, we can stick a battery in this thing. It shouldn't burn down. That is definitely enough room to put a battery in. Nice. Honestly, there are things about this that make me really like how this guy built this, and there's things that make me question the rest of it. But for the most part, I need this battery turned around because I don't want to touch any metal. For the most part, he did a pretty decent job. More than a few things, like the hood and the dash placement and the engine placement. It's pretty good in my opinion. I like it. There's a battery down in there. And that's where you live now. up our ground. Make sure nothing tries to catch fire. It's going in there. It's good so far. Makes me nervous because it's propane. Do is I'll keep the power wire up here. That way if I have to, I'll just cut it real quick. I'd rather cut the wire and burn down the rig. Screws and stuff back in place. Kind of sucks you got to do this, put a battery in, but like I said, I like the placement of everything, so it equals out. Fan works. I'm honestly surprised the switches work. That's good that they do. Okay. Fourth. Screw in. Now, I'm going to have these at hand and get ready to cut. I guess I'm going to have to figure out why it's not working with the key, because everything else is working. Alright folks, the time has come. We have a fan. We have a start button. We have a kill switch. Let's pray nothing drastic happens. And turn on our fuel. Flip our switch. See if she fires up. That's it. Alright. We have a key system. Make sure electricity's off, and we are good. And now I can officially say we've brought this thing back to life for the second go around. First go around was the engine and all that stuff. This go around was fixing the trans after Shaggy rode it and it decided it didn't want to be a part of the mower anymore. The battery and all the wiring. Like I said, fan works for the oil cooler. Kill switch works. This switch is bad, and I thought it was. The switch here is good. 12 volt power outlet may be good. We got our fuse down here, and then our start switch is down here. I dig the mower. It runs good, rides good. So we're going to go ahead and put this battery on charge tonight, and then tomorrow we shall ride the propane mower. Alright, we got the propane mower on charge, triple charge overnight. Got us a nice little fire out here. And Bobby's just going to sit here and enjoy the rest of the evening. And then we'll see you guys back out here again tomorrow. And we're going to finish that thing up. Well, it is finished up. I don't know why I said finish it up. I'm confusing myself, I guess. I got so many projects going on. We'll be getting that out tomorrow. Riding the crap out of it. And then, yeah, we'll call it a video. So, see you guys tomorrow. We're going to have a little fun. Alright folks, it is the next day and we're going to Mike's. Got to get the tripod and then we're going to come back and get the propane racer out. So let's go get the tripod and get back to the shop so we can have a little fun today. Alright folks, it is the next and last day of the video. Last night we got our transaxle put back in. We test rode it. Rides great. We're missing first gear, but we got second through sixth, so it makes it a fifth speed with 2 neutrals and 1 reverse. We also came here and went through, put a battery in, and went through all of our wiring. The only thing that didn't work with the wiring is this switch here. It is very corroded on the back. So I nipped the wires off and I ran the start switch to here. So that is now our start switch. But we got fan hooked up, all that stuff. It runs pretty good. It rides good. Key, or no, I don't have a key, but the electrical works and everything's good to go. So today, I promised we're going to have a little fun on this unit, and I'm not going to disappoint. So we are about to air up the front tires because they're a little low, and then we're going to get this thing out in the yard and play around a bit with this thing, finish out the video, which I think would be fun. Let's check our oil. Nice. Check our air breather real quick too. this foam has to come off. I don't like these. I know they keep your filters from getting trash on them, but they obstruct and they get brittle over time, and then it will indeed suck the crap into the filter. Well, suck this into the intake, and no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to do just a straight air cleaner. I know I will have to replace my air cleaner, the air filter, more often, but whatever. I'd rather have it open. So let's get these tightened back down. Get this put aside, and then we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolled out, fire it up, and take her for a little shred session. insane. But it's cutting out a little bit. Well, it's riding good. It's just cutting out a little bit. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to do some adjustments on that carburetor, if there is any. Otherwise, this thing is absolutely insane. I'd say we did a pretty good job with the propane unit, and it is back alive. Lock diff, still pulley swapped in the same configuration, and just losing first gear, so we got 5-speed with 2 neutrals and 1 reverse. I'd say she's good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it and playing on that unit. That thing is so much fun. It is an absolute riot. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Hit the all notification bell, that way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is once a week, sometimes twice if you're lucky. We will be doing a body kit on that thing and turning it into the Bandit mower, propane powered. I was going to convert it back to gas, but you know what? I got a lot of gas machines out here, and I just think that thing's cool. So I think we're going to keep it propane. Why not? Let the legend live. Whoever created it, like I said in the previous video, if y'all saw me revive it, that I was told that he passed away. So if he did, God rest his soul. I still got your machine, bud. It's not in the junkyard. It's getting used. It's back to the way it needed to be, if not a little better. So I will say I like to speed it up a little bit more. So who knows? We might drop TRANSAXLE. Ugh, I can't talk again. We might drop that TRANSAXLE again and see about speeding it up some more. I don't want to do it, but it'd be worth it. But other than that, be sure to go check out some of the older videos. If you're in a Flying Brown's Garage mood, you can go to the YouTube channel page and click on playlists, and there's a bunch there for you to watch. Be sure to like and comment on those videos too. Comment down below if you have any questions or just want to say something in general. I try to reply to everybody. You can also go follow our Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, where we post all kinds of stuff to those, kind of behind the scenes. I try to do it daily, but sometimes it's not. But yeah, we actually got some more footage of the propane mower in action. We're going to be uploading to TikTok soon, so y'all be sure to go check that out. Come join us on Facebook at Flying Brown's Garage Mud and Race Mowers, and join the group, share your builds, share your ideas. Just, let's get a bunch of like-minded people together and talk about some mowers, because that's kind of what my idea is. So with that being said, stay tuned for the newer videos, and the best way to do that is subscribe, hit the all notification bell, and I'm going to go ahead and drag Shaggy's lowered mower in here that we've done like 4 parts on, and I'm going to finally finish it, and we're going to see this thing go, and I'm going to ship it back out to him because I got another one to work on. And a couple dent sides on the way, so y'all be sure to stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming, so I will see you guys on the next episode on either John Man or Shaggy's lowered MTD.